Have you ever really stopped to think about what happens when you lower the thermostat on a blistering hot day? I mean, it feels like pure magic, right? But it's actually just some really, really clever engineering. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify the machine that keeps us all sane in the summer.
Okay, picture this. It's scorching outside. You walk over to that little box on the wall, you tap the down arrow, and a few minutes later, bam, cool, refreshing air starts flowing from the vents. But what did you actually do? Well, that simple little action kicks off this incredible chain reaction, both inside and outside your house.
And that is where our story starts. That one little click is the starting pistol for the entire cool-down process. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, you've got to understand that your central air system is basically a tag team. It's split into two main parts, one that lives inside your home and one that lives outside. And they have to work together perfectly to get the job done. So let's meet the team. Inside, usually tucked away with your furnace, you've got the evaporator coils and the big circulation blower fan. And then you head outside and see that big metal box humming away. That's your condensing unit. It holds the compressor and the condenser fan. These guys are the stars of the show, so keep them in mind. So, who's in charge of this whole operation? Who's the director calling all the shots? Well, it's that unassuming little thermostat on your wall. That thing is the brains of the entire system, constantly checking the temperature and deciding when it's time to get to work. And what's wild is how fast this all happens. The second the air in your room gets just a little warmer than what you've set, the thermostat senses it and closes a circuit. It zaps a tiny 24-volt signal over to the control board, which is like the system's dispatcher. That board then sends the full power signal to wake up both the indoor fan and the big outdoor unit, telling them it's go time. Okay, now we get to the absolute heart of it all. How does the system actually make the air cold? This is where the real magic, well, the real science happens. And it's all thanks to one very special fluid. And that special fluid is called refrigerant. You can think of it like a heat sponge. Its superpower is that it can soak up a ton of heat when it changes from a liquid to a gas, and then it can release all that heat when it turns back into a liquid. This whole cooling thing, it's all about that cycle. So here's that journey. First, inside your home, the blower fan pulls your warm air across those chilly evaporator coils. The liquid refrigerant inside soaks up all that heat and boils into a gas. Step 2, that gas travels outside to the compressor, which, you guessed it, compresses it, squeezing it so tight that it gets super, super hot. Third, that hot gas gets pushed through the outdoor coils, and the condenser fan blows air across them, dumping all that heat you just removed from your house into the outside air. As it sheds the heat, it cools down and condenses back into a liquid. And finally, that liquid refrigerant travels back inside to start the whole amazing cycle all over again. Oh, and here's a cool little bonus. Your AC is also a fantastic dehumidifier. As all that warm, humid air from your house passes over those ice-cold indoor coils, the water vapor in the air literally condenses into water droplets, just like on a cold glass of iced tea on a summer day. That water drips into a pan and is drained away, which is a huge reason why air-conditioned air feels so much more comfortable, not just cooler. So, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this quote right here. Your air conditioner doesn't create cold air out of thin air. It's a heat mover. It's literally just grabbing the heat from inside your home and moving it outside. That's the whole game. All right, so we've officially moved the heat outside, which has made the air inside nice and cool. But how does that awesome chilled air actually get from the unit into your living room or your bedroom? Well, for that, your home needs a powerful set of lungs. And that is the job of the circulation blower fan. This thing is an absolute powerhouse. It's responsible for the entire airflow of your home. It sucks the warm air in through the return vents, shoves it past those freshly chilled evaporator coils, and then pushes that glorious cool air out through every single vent in your house. And what's really cool is that the fan motor is pretty smart. It doesn't just have one speed. To be more efficient, it actually runs at a lower speed for heating in the winter, but then kicks into a higher speed for air conditioning because it needs to move a lot more air to cool your house down effectively. So now that you're practically an expert on how this all works, you can actually play a huge part in keeping it all running smoothly and efficiently. And trust me, a little bit of simple maintenance goes a really, really long way. You don't have to be a pro to do this stuff. Just check your air filter once a month. A clogged filter is like trying to breathe with a pillow over your face. It chokes the whole system. Keep that outdoor unit clear of leaves, grass clippings, and dirt so it can breathe out all that heat. And you know what? Just listen. If you start hearing weird rattles or noises from your vents, that might be the blower fan asking for a little attention.
But seriously, if you take away just one tip for keeping your system happy, it's this. Airflow is everything. A clean filter and clean coils mean your system can breathe easily, both inside and out. Without good airflow, every single part of the system has to work way harder, which just wastes energy and leads to breakdowns.
So there you have it. Your air conditioner isn't really magic at all. It's just a very clever heat mover. And once you understand that simple idea, the whole system just kind of clicks into place. It really makes you wonder, right? What other everyday magic in our homes is just some brilliant science waiting to be understood? Thanks for tuning in.